Osseo High School for Northwest Suburban Conference boys basketball. Tonight, the Orioles play host to the Rogers Royals. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Greg Miller. And Greg, both of these teams in a similar spot, kind of trying to find themselves. Rogers last year, 21 wins, a state tournament team. Osseo, a 19-win team, but they both graduated a lot. And there have been some ups and downs for sure in this season.
Right. This year when you're a coach, it's just like every year. You just want to get as good as you can get by the end of the year, and then maybe the magic can happen in the playoffs, you know. And both of these teams have had success in the playoffs. They can definitely sell that to their players. But the goal of any team in a high school is just to get as good as you can get by the end.
Rogers coming in having lost 4 of their last 5, and Osseo has lost 5 straight. And I think sometimes just keeping morale up and everything at this point in the season when you're not doing as well as you'd hoped is something that you have to experiment with different ways to do that in practice and in games themselves.
It's true. You know, trying to keep your guys hungry and not give up, and you know that's one of the great life lessons you get when you play and coach in high school athletics. So both of these are really good coaches, and I'm sure they're keeping their guys engaged. This time of the year is the dog days too, and you know it's just tough for everybody, refs and everyone. So, you know, knowing that these two coaches and how much success, well, the coach from Pomeroy, he'd only been there 1 year, but he went to state. He had a lot of success, and Coach Tyson's had a lot of success, so they know how to get their guys going.
Let's talk key players to watch for in this evening's contest. Starting with the Royals, one of their guys that's an experienced guy, a senior captain, Dylan Bachmeyer. They've got 3 guys in their lineup right now that are averaging in double figures, and he is one of them at 13 a game, a mature senior and looking to help lead them this evening. And then for Osseo, we're going to go the other way with a sophomore, Owen Counts, who kind of a streaky player, can get hot, averaging a little under 10, about 9.5 points per game for them, and a little under 3 assists. Also a very good free throw shooter. And for Rogers, their key, Greg, according to Coach Pomeroy, is we just haven't shot the ball as well as we would like. Meanwhile, for Osseo, they want to see defensive intensity. They know that they're not a great scoring team, but they feel if they defend well, they have a shot against most anybody.
And Osseo, that's their MO. You know, since I'm coaching against them, they always make it difficult to score, a lot of ball pressure. And Rogers, you know, they're an up-and-coming team, you know, with the coach trying to, you know, get this program, you know, keep sustaining success. So I'm sure they're running good stuff. And like you said, they're just, you know, not hitting the open looks. So if that starts happening, then who knows? Maybe you can start winning some games here.
All right, we'll see who comes out on top here tonight on this Monday night basketball tilt. It's Rogers and Osseo up next on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married, an interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
And welcome back here to Osseo as the crowd meeting the starters for both of these two teams here. Has had some Monday night conference games here this year, and this being one of them, of course. Osseo and Rogers trying to get things going a little bit. Starters for Tim Tyson and Osseo include Isaac Johnson, Joel Strand at the forwards, Owen Counts, Willis Crudup, Quincy Johnson in the backcourt for Mike Pomeroy and the Royals. Their lineup looks like this: Kuhlman, Mix, Bachmeyer, Kazmirkowski, and Josh Rachel. Boy, you notice, Greg, not much size for either of these teams. There's not what you'd call post players or even really like long wing type players out here for both teams.
It should be even matched, just looking at the body types of everybody.
And tip winds up with Osseo ultimately here as Counts will bring it into the front court.
Osseo, they run a ball screen motion offense.
Quincy Johnson, their top scorer, with the ball in his hands right now, being defended out there by Kazmirkowski. Up with the right hand, no good, and then Isaac Johnson had his shot blocked. Quincy Johnson, an open look here for three, and that was good.
Field goal for 24, Quincy
Nice when your big man can stretch the floor like that.
Trayvon Mix getting a high screen here, and he'll step back and fire, and that one's no good. He felt he was fouled. He does not get that call.
They call the flop. Yeah. Flop warning. And 2 of those is a technical. By the way, I checked on hand in the net. In the cylinder underneath is automatic goaltend, but a lot of refs don't call it, my brother told me.
Dumped inside here to Johnson. A little right-hand push shot, no good. Mix the rebound.
They switched the ball screen. They got a mismatch down in there. You just missed the jump hook.
Bachmeyer attacking down the baseline, but the pass knocked away. They get it back, though. Nice dish. Bachmeyer scoring off the feed from Kazmarkowski.
Yeah, when you get a steal, sometimes you get overly aggressive and you give it right back. I see that happen a lot.
3-2 Osseo lead. Johnson dumping it down low and up on a good off the glass for Joel Strand with that little left-hand jump hook.
Yeah, he just spun the ball up there with a little English, and you can tell he's made that shot a lot. That was a design set play to go high-low.
Counts went for the steal, didn't get it, and three-pointer won't fall there for Kuhlman.
Osseo got lucky there. Coaches don't like when guys go for those kind of steals, give you a wide-open look.
Yeah, if you do go, you better get it.
Yeah.
Dump down low. Isaac Johnson then fading away and scores it off the glass.
He was open the last possession in the post. They didn't throw it to him. That time they did, and he finished.
7-2 lead early here for the Orioles. Bachmeyer swinging it across. Kuhlman bumping with Johnson there, and they'll go back out. Mix. Bachmeyer cutting, and no good. Good aggressive rebound, though. A nice putback by Josh Rachel.
That was a nice cut there. Osseo defender lost his man, but the offensive rebound was what got the bucket.
Trying to go into Johnson. Stolen, though, by Kazmarkowski. Head to Mix, and he'll lay it in.
Yeah, that was a bad angle pass there on that last one for that turnover. You got to get the ball more to the wing to try to throw it into the post.
Coach Pomeroy said for Rogers, we would like to get out and run.
And that's one way to do it. Get turnovers, the best way.
Back up top here to cut up. A little high-low. Isaac Johnson had a block, but he was fouled and will go to the free throw line after Strand found him cutting to the block there.
Yeah, it was a good offense and defense. It was a nice post-to-post double team there, but then the post player, he found the guy cutting. Yeah, that's the one where that angle wasn't that good, but then, like you said, that got him out running, and very athletic move there.
Thought Mix was going to dunk, and I think he wanted to, and then he realized, hey, I'm maybe not that sure of a thing. I'm just going to lay it in. Johnson missing on the free throw. Second one is good. Orioles lead it by 2. Rachel spinning into the lane, missing it, but he gets it back. And then Quincy Johnson up out of there with it after the turnover.
That time he protected the ball better after the steal.
Counts with the quick crossover and left it a little short. Out of bounds off Rogers, I believe. Yeah, it'll be Osseo ball as Bachmeyer tried to grab it and somebody slapped it off his foot.
Yeah, it was an excellent crossover by Counts there. Just didn't finish it.
Both these teams, you better be prepared to get bumped a little when you drive it, too.
Yeah, a lot of strong kids out there for sure.
Quincy Johnson from the wing. That one is short. Nice box out there by Kuhlman, one of the smaller guys on the floor. Mix had a lot of trouble with the handle, then almost threw it away. Going to get a foul call going against Quincy Johnson of Osseo, getting up into the body of the dribbler too much.
24, Quincy Johnson, that'll be his first, team first.
Kind of a feeling out process too to see how much you can get away with in that in defending there, and they rule that he got his, kind of got both hands into him a little too much. Mix trying to attack from the wing. He'll swing it to the corner. We'll get another push call there on the drive as Mix was bumped by Strand.
That's a common thing you see in basketball now, is that baseline drive. And I saw it in the last game with Maple Grove, and they are schooled to pass that ball to the corner. It's usually open, but there's a good rotation that time by Counts.
There's Coach Pomeroy, as we said, took his team to state last year.
Yeah, for a rookie coach, that's really impressive.
And a foul drawn as Crudup goes to the hole and is fouled by Kuhlman. Another look, nice hang time there on the drive, drew the foul.
Yeah, it looked like he might have extended his arm a little, but I think he kept it in enough. It was a proper call. You just got to shield yourself a little bit when you're going up like that so you don't lose your balance.
I think it would, kind of one of those keys is make it look like it's a natural part of your layup. They'll be much more likely to give you the benefit of the doubt.
And that's a call you see a lot in the NBA. In high school, I don't see that call that much.
Missed a pair, so Rogers a chance to tie or go ahead with the three. Bachmeyer is fouled by Crudup. Foul starting to pick up a little bit here. That's the third against the Orioles. Rogers is committed 2.
His first, 13.
And they're far away from the bucket when they're getting these fouls because, like you said, Coach Tyson wants his guys to start picking up the defensive pressure, maybe create some turnovers, get some fast break buckets.
Mix a pull-up from the baseline, and that one is good.
Nice looking jumper there. The pull-up's kind of coming back into the game a little bit. I've noticed that. You see it at all levels. It's coming back because people are running people off the three-point line now.
Tied up at 8 apiece after Osseo had an early 7-2 lead. Counts, finds the cutter, Crudup, and no good, but he was fouled once more. So Kuhlman will pick up his second in pretty short order there.
Yeah, very nicely designed play there. That was a set play.
Thought he maybe could have used the glass here to give himself a better chance, but he was pulling the ball back to the left hand. And
yeah, it was really quite an athletic move. He was going to get a shot blocked with his right hand, and he hung up long enough to stay and put it into his left hand and shoot it.
0 for 3, though, at the free throw line here. Willis looking to see if he can change that and give Osseo the lead back. And no good. Tipped loose briefly by Isaac Johnson, but so Osseo 1 for 6 at the line.
Yeah, and as a coach, it's super frustrating because there's nothing you can do about it. You run good stuff, get your guys to the line, you gotta convert.
Mix stepping in off the glass too hard. Isaac Johnson up with it. Counts will give it back. Quincy Johnson and now Crudup.
Good job by the Royals of getting back on D. Osseo was definitely trying to push it that time.
Cross court, Crudup looking for a three, and he pulled it back to avoid having it blocked. Osseo fortunate to get this one back as that one turned into a very short air ball.
Yeah, nice closeout there by Bachmeyer.
Braden Haig coming in for Osseo. Quincy Johnson flashing free, and let's see, going to be an offensive foul. Be his second.
You see it on the replay if he lowered his shoulder. Or did defender just do a good job of selling it? Hard to see. Yeah, I thought he flopped a little bit personally, but those are bam-bam calls are hard to get right every time.
Oh, nice move by Mix, and he gets his third bucket. Just smooth going to the hoop there.
Got a good handle, and he's got good explosiveness.
Rogers up by 2 now after that bucket. Counts, swings it to the corner. Haig trying to go inside, but tipped away by Kazmarkowski.
I feel like the Royals are getting more active on defense right now. They're increasing their ball pressure and getting deflections and flying around.
I feel like, you go over a scouting report and all that, but now you're seeing guys close up and in person. They've adjusted a little bit to what maybe Osseo is trying to do against them.
Definitely.
Maybe a reach and foul here after that inbound pass.
Osseo's doing a good job of curling off some of those screens, and the Royals got to do a better job of cutting off that guy who's curling, because they've been open like 3 times now.
Foul is the second on Bachmeyer. Jason Lutkin, number 20, had checked in at that last timeout, and now also in for Rogers is Xavier Jackson, number 12.
Yeah, the dreaded second foul when you're a player, because sometimes you got to sit the whole half.
There's Nebo Muhammad, number 4, is in there for Osseo. Haig shooting it up, no good. And tipped out by Osseo's Isaac Johnson. It'll be Rogers basketball here.
I'm thinking Rogers is probably thinking, why didn't the flop get called on that one, if they're going to call it one time. But sometimes it depends on the official. Some officials call it more than others. A little shallow cut here.
Back out to Rachel, and they'll swing it around. Here's Mix. Isaac Johnson doing a nice job of cutting off the cutter on the baseline. And there's a hold, yeah. As he was turning the corner, Kazmarkowski couldn't get his arm free.
Yeah, he was trailing, doing that lock and trail kind of technique. And Coach Tyson, I don't know if he liked that. I think he wanted him to go underneath that screen so he didn't get curl cut. But then he had to grab him because it was going to be a nice shot if he didn't.
Muhammad picking up his first. Way back to Mix in the backcourt. It's a screen. Mix going to the hole and off the glass and good. Osseo, I don't think they were on the same page whether they were switching or not.
Yeah, the second time he's broke free, and he knows what to do with it when he gets an open lane.
They throw a double at Counts, but he was fouled. And they're going to catch Kazmarkowski with that foul. They did a good job of kind of disguising it and throwing the double on, but got a little too aggressive.
Yeah, they had him where they wanted him. That's when you really teach your guys, don't foul in that situation. They would have got a turnover most likely.
Counts down the baseline. Osseo's really gone cold after a decent start offensively. Being pushed out higher and higher here. Rogers has got more aggressive on this end. Counts will stop and pop. Short on the rim there. Nice rebound by Jackson. Jackson almost gave it up there.
Good ball movement.
Jackson, the lefty, way short from the corner.
They switched sides of the floor and got a nice pass to the corner, but just didn't make the shot. Like Coach said, they're missing open looks. That was a good basketball play.
Nice dump down inside. Counts the assist, Strand the basket.
Great vision by Counts there to see that cut at the last second. Again, another curl cut by Osseo. Rogers, that's one thing they're going to have to correct, is allowing those curl cuts to be so wide open.
Royals leading it by 2 here. 10 minutes to go now, first half. Mix will stop and fire. No good. Strand rebounds.
Yeah, Mix decided to do Anthony Edwards go one-on-one there, and I don't think Coach liked that too much.
Mix getting a piece of that pass, and then we get a foul on Osseo on the way back up court.
Yeah, sometimes when your best offensive guy starts feeling it on a heater or something, the offense can stick. And they just want to do an individual move because they think they got a mismatch, but that kind of throws the whole rhythm of the offense off unless you're like an unbelievable star player. Even then, those kind of guys, you don't want them doing it a lot either.
Sam McAlpine, 25, in there now for Rogers, and for Osseo, Tyler Weeum, number 5, reporting in.
He's the grandson of legendary coach Larry Weeum. Good to see him getting in the game.
Trayvon Mix into the front court. He has 8 of the 12 points for Rogers. Down to the corner and then at edge of the post. They'll spot for an open look and won't drop there for Lutkin.
Good box out by William on that one. Allowed Isaac Johnson to go up and get the ball.
Here's Haig, not quite able to handle it over his head.
A little screener action at the top. It's a good play, but they're running it so far out, and there's a lot of good pressure that time. By the Royals, they've been doing that last 4 or 5 minutes here, really pressuring up.
Chris Yeboah, number 3, checking in for Osseo. So we've seen basically everybody that the coaches, were saying were part of their rotation coming in.
Yeah, I noticed Osseo looked like they played 9 or 10 guys.
Trying to post up Yeboah. He's one of the smaller guys on the floor. Down low it goes, and layup is good as Rachel gets the hoop.
Great back cut from the elbow, a little diagonal back cut. That's nice.
Rogers,
the high-low look again.
Inside, nice catch in traffic, and then back out to Haig, and he knocks down a 3.
Oh, I called him Johnson the other time when he got the rebound. Sorry, it was Haig. Nice looking shot for the big man.
Orioles within 1. Ooh, almost dropped on the sideline there by Jackson. Mix will give it back for Jackson. They're in the corner, a little tough area there. There's McAlpine missing, and Yeboah looking to push it back. Picks up the dribble and then called for the travel. Yeboah really trying to run it back quick, but then when he picked it up, they doubled him quick.
Yeah, you're saying his back foot must have lifted up when he's trying to split that double team. And one thing when you're having a season that's not you're around 500 or under, sometimes you just try a bunch of guys, right, and see if somebody is going to emerge. And if no one's really stepping up and dominating, why not give more guys a shot?
Mix posting it up. Oh, and he'll be called for an offensive foul. So that'll be the first on Mix. 6th team foul against Rogers. Yeboah giving it to Muhammad, and then there's credit. Good D by Mix on this one, and underneath Haig will find Muhammad. Back out, Haig wants another 3, and it's good.
Yeah, nice stroke. Some good interior passing by Osseo there, just threading the needle. Didn't turn it over, and they ended up getting a look in the corner.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good D for the most part, too.
Yeah, they made it earn it.
Mix cutting, he ran into William, who denied it and knocked it away.
Yeah, William was playing good midline defense there, and he's in the position he's supposed to be in, and sometimes if you're in the position you're supposed to be in, they're going to throw it to you.
Yeboah with it out top. He'll stop and fire. That one's short. Muhammad over the back on that rebound. So that'll be a bonus time now for Rogers as Josh Rachel will get to the free throw line here. So look at Tim Tyson, the Orioles coach, and he said, we knew we didn't have much experience coming back, and it's been some ups and downs. Some question, I guess, I'm not sure if this is on who the foul was on or where we're at foul-wise. Trey Schaefer getting set to check in here for Osseo.
Seems like Osseo's played at least 10 different players.
First free throws here for Rogers, and Rachel knocks it down. And he makes them both.
Nice looking stroke on his free throw.
For Rogers, they have a uniform change. It'll be 31, Colton Kazmerkowski.
Kazmerkowski comes back in, but he's wearing a different number now. He's wearing 31. I don't know if he maybe got blood on his original uniform, so he switches from 24 to 31.
Must be. Got a little 1-2-2 zone going on here. First time we've seen zone by either team. I don't know if I've ever seen Osseo play zone, to be honest, and I've been watching him for over 20 years.
Haig made a couple threes from the other side, missed that one. Saved in, but right to Mix. Gets the defender up and buries it. Wow, Mix has had a nice night. 5 buckets for him.
Yeah, beautiful touch in a little mid-range there. He just rises up over. He's a good athlete. He's got good hand-eye coordination. Sticking in that zone.
William giving it to Crudup down low, and there's Schaefer for the hoop.
Yeah, since Williams come in the game, they've been playing better. Sometimes a guy like that who's just a role player guy who knows to be in the right spot and fundamentally sound, the rest of the players can kind of thrive off of that.
18-18 tie. Mix going left and was fouled.
And William got in good help that time too and almost took the charge. He actually lost control of the ball there, but then he was smart enough to not try to force anything and just stopped.
Good possession there for Osseo on that last one that resulted in a bucket for Schaefer.
And Trayvon Mix has a really quick crossover, and he likes to go left, even though he's a right-hander. That throws guys off a lot if you're a righty and you like to go left.
Free throw is good. Bachmeyer and Kuhlman coming back in, both of them with 2 fouls for Rogers.
Yeah, both teams substituting a lot, pretty much every dead ball.
Yeah, and you don't ever want to tell your guys, okay, now be careful, but at the same time, you got to have it in your head that you have 2 fouls too.
True. Yeah, you see a lot more coaches playing people with 2 fouls now in the first half because it's just like they got 3 fouls anyway if you're sitting them for 8 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like the trend for a while was almost to be overly cautious. You end up sitting a guy for such a long portion of the game that it's almost like they had a foul even if they didn't.
I agree. I think that's definitely changing a little bit.
Yaboa with a sweet move and lays it in. Osseo student section, love that one.
Yeah.
The smallest guy out there attacking from the top.
Quick crossover himself, a nice explosive move to the bucket.
Mix trying to answer, no good. We in the rebound. Here comes Yaboa again. And a stop and pop, no good though.
He's feeling it.
Mix giving it to Bachmeyer. Lofting it. Kazmerkowski turns and scores.
They're doing a full front there. I don't know if that's what they want him to do, but I think they did, and I think the weak side help was not there. I think Tyson thinks he might have pushed off on that full front too.
Rogers back in front by 2 after that basket. William takes a 3 there, no good.
Nice looking shot. Good set play there. They ran that specifically for William.
Dumped down low. Kazmakowski turning, and he'll lay it in. They tried to draw a foul, but no go. And I wonder if this might be another of the flop warning, perhaps. Yes.
So that's one on each team now. If you get two, it's a technical foul.
Coach Tyson pleading his case, or his player's case there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Yeboah had any other choice, right? He's got a huge mismatch here and tried to sell it. I think it's a correct call.
Not sure I love that rule. To me, it should just be on the officials to
call a block.
Call it, or well, no. I mean, if you let a guy flop all he wants, but just don't give him a call.
Let's go.
I don't know. I disagree. I don't like flopping. And this is one of the things I dislike probably the most about basketball, when people do it a lot, and then you got everyone flopping all over the place, you know. There's some people who are notorious for it that we played against in the past. But I mean, I know what you're saying, because it's like it's not hurting anything, but I think it's bad for the game.
They've done a good job on count so far. Now he's looking to attack, and that's a travel. He landed again, it looked like.
Yeah, the Rogers guys are really playing a good, solid D, and they're athletic too, and they're really walling up. When they jump, they're pretty athletic. You know, it's hard for Counts to get a shot up over these guys. Being a sophomore, he's a little bit smaller.
And there's Counts jumping in for the steal. Strand all the way for the layup. Nice steal, and leads to an easy two.
Yeah, it's good that Counts got his head up right away and looked for the open man. That was nice. Good job running the floor by Strand, too, and a good finish.
Back up top to McAlpine. Bachmeyer finding Kazmakowski in the middle. Drive to the hoop, wouldn't go for McAlpine. Now Counts. Haig called for the walk.
Yeah, I thought Haig did that little foot shuffle on possession a couple possessions ago, and that time they caught him.
Hey, you want to catch with that jump stop so your feet are landing at the same time.
Yeah. And so a lot of times when they want to get that shot up, they like shuffle their feet. Like they might drive, they might shoot.
Mix giving it to Bachmeyer, and bounces around but won't drop, and then a foul coming over the top. That'll be the third on Kuhlman.
That's what we were just talking about, right? Guy with two fouls and keep him in there, then you're hoping he's disciplined up. You can't, if you have three fouls, like you said, you can't tell him not to be cautious, but you definitely can't go over someone's back if you want to stay in the game. You got two fouls. Now he's got three fouls to start the second half. He gets another foul, he sits for a long time, and that's, I guess, the reason you take him out with two, but you're trusting your player to make smart plays out there too.
Counts gets his first point on that free throw, and now looking to tie it up. Second one also good. 24-24 as Counts making a pair of free throws. Osseo has had trouble at the line tonight, but tying it up with those two. Kazmakowski driving. Haig got back to cut him off, and top of the key is short. Rogers has not made a three tonight. And knocked loose. Mix going to the hoop. No good. Kazmakowski the rebound. Able to get it back out. Here's Bachmeyer, and there's their first three. They hurt me, I think.
It wasn't pretty. It was a scramble, but sometimes on those scrambles, if you just kick it out to the open three-point shooter, it's as good a shot as you're going to get.
Royals up by 3. William across to Counts.
Playing that zone again. They try to penetrate the zone a little bit. There they did.
Over the top to Strand, and he does a nice job just catching and going up. He has 4 hoops.
Yeah, really good vision there by the sophomore. It's nice counts, nice pass.
There's where you look at the relative lack of size for the defense there. Against a lot of teams, that ball wouldn't be that easy to get in there.
True.
Bachmeyer is fouled as he goes to the hoop inside. There's one guy on each side of him, and they're going to get William for the foul.
Yeah, Williams got a long run in here ever since he got in. Him and Haig, they kind of started creeping back into the game.
Bachmeyer makes the free throw, so Rogers, they're the one who are on the road. They've shot well at the line. Osseo really hasn't. Johnson back in for Osseo, Isaac Johnson, and Jackson, his counterpart, number 12, back in for Rogers. Second one is also good, so after a slow start, Bachmeyer now with 7. And the Royals with a 3-point lead.
Good read on the screen there.
Counts an open look from the top, spins off though and makes the rebound.
Nice offense. Joel Strand, he saw that he had to back cut and then that got Counts open. He just missed the shot.
Yeah, one of their more open looks of the night, but not able to hit that one.
A lot of times that hard back cut will draw 2 defenders and get you an open 3-point look.
Rogers can bring it down to the end here as the shot clock is now off. 3-point lead, Mix looking to attack. Goes to the hoop and partially blocked, and then it comes back over to Mix. Swings it back out for Bachmeyer. He'll get it off in time, and it's good.
Wow.
Bachmeyer able to sink it. It wasn't exactly how they had it designed, as Mix went up in traffic and partially blocked or bumped or a little bit of both, but it ends up in a very last-second basket for Dylan Bachmeyer. So we've reached halftime of this one, and our score at half is Rogers 32, Osseo 26. We'll have first half highlights and then our second half of basketball coming up here on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Welcome back here. Rogers leading Osseo 32-26 at halftime of this Northwest Suburban Boys contest as we take a look at highlights from the opening half of play. It was a pretty good start for Osseo in the early going, and then they kind of traded back and forth. As Quincy Johnson knocking down an early 3 to help get things started for Osseo, part of a 7-2 start for them. Nice steal here, though. Kazmarkowski getting it ahead, and that was the easiest hoop Mix had, but definitely not the only one, as he had a good first half. Got a pick there, and then a baseline pull-up rattles it home. And it's Mix this time. He got a little bit caught up in that screen, and he went all the way for the left-hand layup. Counts finding Strand, who had a good first half for Osseo. Nothing fancy, just doing good work around the post area. And this time as a passer and then back out, and Haig made a couple of threes coming off the bench for the Orioles, and in a team that's been a little offensively challenged, they could definitely use that. And then good passing in there to Schaefer. Here's Mix getting one to hit, even though he bobbled it a little bit on the way up. And that one was the one the Osseo crowd loved the most, as a crossover out high, and then Yeboah went all the way. Then late in the half there, right at the end, the first try was lost on the way up by Mix. He got it back out, and Bachmeyer got it off just in time, and it goes in for 3. So Mix with a dozen, and Bachmeyer with 10 to lead the way for Rogers. Strand with 8, Haig those 2 3-pointers, and then Johnson and Johnson each with 3 points for Osseo. We'll take a timeout. We will come back with our second half of basketball here. Both teams have been kind of on losing skids, but trying to get it going in the right direction here this evening.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Welcome back. Rogers inbounding, the second half underway here. Royals leading by 6. Mix on the back cut scores. Wow, what a nice play coming out of halftime.
Yeah, I've never really seen that angle for a backdoor right there. Started at the elbow and just went right down the lane line.
Makes everybody feel good when you draw something up and it works that well.
No doubt.
Tipped away from Quincy Johnson, but he finds Strand inside, and he'll score again. Nice pass. Boy, he really put a lot on that one, zipped it through traffic.
Yeah, good hands there, and Strand's a good cutter. He knows how to, when the defense is turning their head a little bit, he cuts.
Kazmarkowski giving it back. Mix. Defense recovered. And to lob this one, Rachel's pass then blocked by Isaac Johnson. It'll stay with Rogers.
Good help side, and Counts is also rotating down on the backside to take that corner shooter. Oh, that's a tricky little play there.
Knocked loose, but Mix gets it back and then left it short.
First time I saw that play was Lakeville did that in the state tournament, and he got it from a college team who circled around that guy.
Got up punching it down low. Isaac Johnson scoring that one.
Nice strong post up.
Osseo to within 4 after that hoop. And there's Isaac Johnson with the steal. And let's see whose ball this is going to be. I think it's off Johnson.
Yeah, Isaac Johnson coming out real aggressive to start the half. Nice strong post up. Then got in the passing lane that time. Just couldn't hang on to the ball when he started dribbling.
Hey, let's go, Black.
Oh.
Looked like he kicked it.
It was hard to
Rogers
tell.
guy kicked it possibly.
Yeah, it would look. I couldn't tell at first whose leg that had hit, and a second look, I think definitely Isaac was convinced it was off Kazmarkowski, and I think it might have been, but it was hard to tell from. I mean, we were pretty darn close, and I couldn't tell the first time either.
Yeah, and the ref, you're running back on defense, trying to make sure you're in position. It's hard to see.
Mix to the corner. Bachmeyer off the back of the rim there. A nice rebound, Quincy Johnson. Got up attacking, no good, but he was fouled. Rachel will pick it up.
Going to the line to shoot 2 will be 13, Willis Crudup.
Yeah, Crudup's got he's a lefty, and sometimes that gives you a little advantage.
23, Josh Rachel, his first, team first.
Free throw is good. That's now 1 out of 5 for Willis, and Osseo started slow at the line, but still time to make up for that.
That's probably the difference in the first half is just Osseo's free throw shooting. It probably would have been tied.
It's 1 out of 2 here. Bachmeyer around to Mix. Now Kazmarkowski. Oh, nice hands by Counts. That one looked like it maybe was going to be a layup as Kuhlman was dropping that little bounce pass off, but Counts got his hand in there. That's Throw it way in the backcourt here to Mix. Kazmerkowski attacking down the lane. Nice help D. Johnson blocked it. Quincy Johnson.
Yeah, he was up there.
And we'll get a foul on Kazmerkowski.
Yeah, it was nice defense. He went straight up. Didn't bring his arm down, so he didn't foul him. Just got a nice block. They must have a certain set play they're going to run here. Brought Quincy up to the top.
Counts will swing it across. Quincy Johnson open for three, but missed it, and Mix the rebound. Spinning around Counts, and then almost had that one blocked. Kazmerkowski recovering it. Looking for the cutter here. A slip through Kuhlman's hands. Then Bachmeier is fouled.
From the line for 2 shots before Dylan Bachmeier. Of the Osseo's 12, Isaac Johnson.
Isaac Johnson will pick up the foul.
That'll be his second, first team.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty much a lot of ball on that one. He came down pretty violently with his arm, though. Sometimes when you do that, they just call it no matter what.
Bachmeier making the free throw, and one more coming here. His team up by 4. And missing that one. That's their first miss at the line, actually, tonight.
Oh. Little zipper action there.
Inside it goes to Strand with the lefty jump hook, wouldn't drop. And he's able to save it. Oh, going to be Rogers' ball.
Yeah, I like that left-handed jump hook there. I like when guys can use both hands.
Interesting, they have Strand on Mix here these first several possessions. Rachel an open 3 wouldn't go. Mix gets it back.
Yeah, Strand's got that size so he can back off him a little bit, but I'm surprised he didn't try to take him to the bucket. It's kind of clogged up in there, though, the way they've been running their offense recently.
Kuhlman gets it back. Here's Rachel switching to the left hand. And Counts rebounding for Osseo. Put up with some room to attack, but left it short. Strand, though, gets the rebound. Isaac Johnson in and out. And then a fight for that loose ball. It's going to be foul on Rogers, Josh Rachel.
Well, being Rogers 23, Josh Rachel, his second, 13. Checking in for Osseo 3, Chris Yaboa.
Yaboa will come in for the Orioles. And Lutkin coming in for Rogers.
It's the high-low play again.
Crossover and spinning turnaround and won't drop. Bachmeier the rebound. Trying to go all the way, and the layup is good.
Coach Tyson was yelling, stop ball, stop ball. He's seen the scouting report. He knows that he's trying to go coast to coast, and great play by Bachmeier.
6-point Rogers lead. Into Quincy Johnson attacking, no good, but he taps it back in.
Great second jump. We're going to stay with it.
Sometimes when you get good looks that close in, even if you don't make the first one, you got the defense in a bad spot. And there's an open 3, and Lutkin buries it. First person other than Bachmeier to make a 3 now for Rogers, and their lead is 7.
Yeah, if either one of these teams starts making threes, they're gonna get some separation.
Quincy Johnson, no good. Tipped around, Mix up with it.
Good pass.
Throwing ahead, and the layup is good. Back-to-back hoops by Lutkin. And a timeout taken as Osseo now down by 9. Biggest lead of the night for either team. Rogers going up 42-33.
Good job of Mix getting his head up and making the unselfish play there, and then it was a really good athletic finish.
Yeah, Lutkin had a defender really go by him that could have bothered that shot, but didn't throw him off. He was able to stay with it and get the hoop.
He had some nice hang time. And, you know, this game has been nip and tuck the whole time and just getting that little separation. And if you're Osseo and you struggle with scoring to begin with, you know, a 9-point lead, 11-point lead can seem like a 20-point lead. So good timeout. They got to probably start cranking up the defense a little bit. Osseo and trying to get some steals to get their offense going. Be interesting to see if they maybe try to pick them up full court or something.
Lutkin coming alive. In fact, these are the first bench points of the night for Rogers. They did not have any in the first half, and then he makes back-to-back hoops, the 3, and then the finish there. The other thing about that pass was they were kind of on a straight line, and those can be hard to complete sometimes when you don't have a little angle.
No angle, yeah. Yeah, Lutkin, those are two really nice-looking plays. That shot looked beautiful. Really nice form and really good catch, like you just said, and a nice finish by him.
And to be honest, some of the threes that they have missed didn't look like they have great. You're not super surprised they're not making them, and I'd say that for both teams. That you don't, a lot of times you can just tell if a guy's got a really good stroke, and some of the guys who are taking them and missing them.
Yeah, we're seeing a little side spin and stuff. Yeah.
Strand inbounding here. Put up attacking here, and little floater wouldn't go. Gets it back though, and in and out on that one. And a big fight for the rebound, and Rachel winds up with it.
Drup can get in there, but he struggles finishing.
Mix with the Euro step there, trying to avoid the charge, but difficult finish. Here's Yaboa. That one deflected by Jackson. It'll stay with Osseo. Haig will come into the lineup here for the Orioles. Got them going a little bit with a couple of threes in the first half. They could use something like that here in the second.
Yeah, I was wondering how long they're going to wait to get Haig in, and maybe William too.
And Mix jumps in for the steal, but it just spins out of bounds. Strand didn't see him coming, and he almost had the clean steal, but it bounced off his lower leg and couldn't chase it down in time.
They've been running that same action over and over, and it's a nice read there by Mix.
Dump it inside. Muhammad spinning with the left hand, and he scores. First basket for him.
Nice play. I mean, you work on that in practice every day if you got post players, and you're missing and missing and missing, and it's nice to see a guy make one like that, get rewarded for all that work they do in practice.
Mix will shoot it up, and it's good for 3. His first 3 of the night, but definitely not his first basket. 17 total now.
He's a nice player. I remember seeing him in the state tournament. Got a little clock last year.
10-point Rogers lead. Here's Haig shooting a 3. Not as much room on that one, and it's short.
Now he forced that one a little bit. He's made a couple in rhythm before, but he's still got to play moving the ball. Can't get it all back with one shot. But they got to stop, so only down 10. A lot of time.
Haig comes back with a nice steal to try and make up for it. Strand looking down low to Muhammad again. This time he'll kick it back out, and they'll go right back into him.
Good pass.
Yaboa, baseline 3, no good. Strand had it, then knocked away by Mix. It'll be Osseo ball.
It was good basketball by Osseo. He got the ball into the post. Muhammad made a nice move, and he didn't force it. Got it to Laura for a nice corner 3.
Yaboa inbounding to Haig.
And Trey Schaefer's in the game. I don't recall him being in there, but sometimes I miss that.
Yeah, he had that hoop in the first half.
Okay. I knew you'd correct me when I said that.
And he had one just like that. Schaefer gets his second bucket. 8-point game. Down low, and they forgot about Kazimir Koski, and he lays it in.
Didn't identify who they had.
Well, I tell you what, he changed jersey numbers earlier. Maybe that's the excuse defensively.
Sometimes they think they got to get their own man, but if you got to protect the guy who's closest to the bucket, and someone else got to get your guy. Basic transition D.
Quincy Johnson fouled by McAlpine. He kind of bailed him out. That was going to be a hard shot, but
yeah, if he'd have just went straight up, he probably would have got him to miss it.
Yeah, you had to call that one though. He got a lot of body into him. Johnson's been relatively quiet. He's been their best scorer overall this year, and a total of 5 points. Trying to add to that here.
And that might bode well for Osseo, because if he can get heated up here at the end, maybe he can kind of give them some offense that they've been missing. I mean, Osseo's got a lot of good looks. They got a lot of good looks by the rim, but they've missed an awful lot of shots within 2 or 3 feet.
It's 1 out of 2, so it's a 9-point game.
And they missed their free throws too, and that's really hurting them.
Jackson had it knocked away. It'll stay with Rogers. Good hedge back to the corner by Yaboa. I think he was thinking there was going to be an open look in the corner and got fooled by the defender.
Yeah, he's quick. He can cover 2 guys.
Mix will knock down a 3. He's got kind of a set shot from way out there, and defender backed off a little bit, and he makes him pay. 12-point lead. Johnson pitching it into Muhammad, and partially blocked on that jump hook.
Rogers starting to pull away here.
Mix attacking, and he scores a tough hoop. Muhammad got up to challenge, but he scored it anyway. Now Yaboa with the answer.
Nice. A little exciting basketball here, end to end. Like it. Here we go again. Firing it up.
McAlpine, no on the 3.
Yeah, both teams fast breaking now. I like it.
Yaboa turning on the speed. Pull-up jumper is short. McAlpine, almost traveled there. Jackson from the corner. Oh, he's 2 for 2, both air balls on his corner 3s.
His teammates are going to let him hear that in film session tomorrow.
Muhammad from Haig. Nice bucket there.
It was good teamwork. Big to big.
Nobody coming back to take that inbound pass. Mix didn't panic though.
Yeah, sometimes the point guards are the ones down there and they take it out right away, and everyone else like, who's supposed to take it out?
Inside, Kazimir Koski, nice finish. He's kind of an athletic, sneaky guy around the edge of the lane, and a good pass too by Lutkin.
And Lutkin, I really like his game. He's got a nice basketball body. He makes some nice plays.
Back to a 12-point lead. Muhammad knocked away, but he goes back out. Quincy Johnson for 3. Timeout, Osseo, as they pull back within 9 on that make.
Osseo hanging by their fingernails right now. That was a big 3. If that one misses and they go off in a fast break, that would have been tough, but it was a big shot. Got double teamed here. It's kind of a scramble. Got to his knees and kicked it out. Not the way you draw it up, but hey, whatever it takes. Nice shot.
I like the way Johnson got into the vision of the post player there too. That made that a makeable pass even from his knees.
True. Yeah, the kickouts from the post or offensive rebound, I think those are the highest percentage 3s.
Interesting that the pace being picked up to a certain extent to Rogers' liking. However, when they're the team that was up by a dozen, you kind of think like maybe they would like these possessions to take a little longer and not give Osseo a chance to catch up.
They're very skilled, though. I think, like you said, they enjoy it. Like, you can tell they're having fun doing it, and it's the way they probably like to play if they can. But it like you said, too, I mean, run some shot clock probably makes sense.
Osseo is coming with full court pressure here.
I mean, I think as long as you're not taking bad shots in transition, they got good athletes who can, catch and throw it, so they don't turn it over that much.
Ooh, they almost did there, just as you say that.
Yeah, nice passing.
Bachmeyer an open look for three, and that one is good. And boy, that is what they were hoping for. A good possession.
Precision passing with some pressure defense.
Haig looking for three. That one is off. Tipped loose, though, and Muhammad's all alone for the layup.
Muhammad's being active here in the second half, making some things happen.
Back to a 10-point game, and we'll get a hold on Muhammad, trying to deny McAlpine position there.
Okay, Daniel Hattlestead for Osseo. He did not get in the first half, I'm predicting.
Second team.
He's in now, number 11.
You are correct, sir.
Thank you.
McAlpine looking to drive this one. It's going to be an offensive foul, yep.
Yeah, McAlpine, I know Rogers is really good in football. I would think that maybe he's on their team. He looks like he might be in.
Offensive foul.
He's crashing into people a little bit very aggressively in this game.
Checking in for Rogers, 3 Trayvon Mix.
Mix will come back in for Rogers. There's Hattlestead, who's making his first appearance here for Osseo. They're still in striking distance, certainly, down by 10.
And they got the home crowd. If they can make a couple, get a score and get the crowd going. I've seen Osseo do it many times.
Isaac Johnson.
I mean, it is smart they're being patient, too.
Hattlestead with the left-hand layup wouldn't go.
He's quick. That was a nice drive. Just didn't finish it.
Mix kicking it over. Bachmeyer, the shot fake, and then the runner off the glass, no good, but Haig rebounds.
Oh, what a pass.
Ahead to Isaac Johnson. Layup is good. Boy, they were going to steal it if he had thrown it out to the wing, and instead he saw the guy leading the pack.
Yeah, must have just seen him out of the corner of his eye, and he's up in the air. You got to be strong to make a chest pass that far.
8-point game. Mix cutting to the baseline. He's got a little room to work with. He'll turn and shoot that fadeaway, and it's good. Nice touch on that one.
That was a big bucket for Rogers. If he misses that one, Osseo comes down, like we talked about, get a score.
They double Quincy Johnson. He got it out, though. Now Muhammad, he's going to score again. Wow, 4 baskets in about a 4-minute stretch for Muhammad.
It's a great job by Osseo handling the pressure and just being fundamentally sound and getting it inside. That was nice.
Got it down to 8 with a little over 5 to go. Very much still in this. Bachmeyer strong, holding off the defender there. Drives in and is fouled.
That'll be Osseo's 23 break.
Haig will pick it up.
His first.
That'll be his first. Bachmeyer going to the line. Boy, sometimes the ability to draw a foul is a big thing when you're protecting a lead and they're D'ing up hard.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, and he can go either way. That helps a lot in high school. If you can go right or left, just make a crossover either direction, and he's very aggressive and definitely can draw fouls that way.
Did miss the first free throw, however. And misses a pair, so they get nothing to show for it. And Osseo
only down 8, keeping
down
the door
8.
open there.
Johnson giving it to Haig.
Nice backup by Muhammad.
Haig getting a double screen there, but it's short. And Quincy Johnson, no rebounds, fires, no good. And it's out of bounds off Osseo.
I'd like to see Quincy Johnson take it to the bucket there after he got that rebound and himself go draw a foul. That's a tough shot. Turnaround jumper from that distance.
Checking in for the Orioles, 13, Willis Kruda.
Osceo's got more of their quickness in there now at the same time, so we'll see if they pressure a little bit. Right now they're not really.
Mix and Bachmeyer out top. Bachmeyer the drive. That one blocked by Quincy Johnson. He ran out of room to do anything with that, and they did a good job not fouling. Adelstead. And they'll look to Quincy Johnson from the corner, but no good. Kuhlman pushes it ahead.
Kuhlman's a good athlete. He can really get up.
Bachmeyer dropping it off.
This time Rogers being a little bit more patient. Chewing up some of the shot clock.
Mix, pull up from 15, but no good. Muhammad gets to that rebound and got rid of it. Nice play.
Not always pretty with Muhammad, but he gets the job done.
Johnson goes the other way from the screen, and it's going to be an offensive foul on Quincy Johnson.
He's trying to be aggressive. I like that, but you also got to see the defense and see what's going on there.
Offensive foul, Osseo 24, Quincy Johnson.
Strand will come back in. Muhammad checking out here for Osseo. So they've trimmed it to 8, but haven't been able to get any closer just yet. And
they've had a few possessions with the ball down 8. I mean, this definitely could be a 4-point game at this point.
Down low, Bachmeyer fading away, and Strand rebounds it.
A tricky little play they ran right there.
And he turned into the defender, a tie-up, I think, yep. It'll stay with Osseo, though. Good defense, Bachmeyer reaching in with both hands to grab the ball.
Yeah, he's
there.
A strong kid. It's not that easy to just grab the ball with 2 hands and rip it out of someone's hand. Osceo's patient all the time on offense. I mean, I like that because there's no good to just force up a bad shot. You try to get a good one.
Kuhlman got a piece of that one, so Osseo will have to go. And, of course, the shot clock could become a factor as we go under 10.
You hardly see any shot clock violations.
Quincy Johnson pulls on a 3, and he hits.
Big shot. We were talking about that. If he got hot down the last couple minutes, and he hasn't been, but he just made that one there, so maybe the last 2 minutes he will be.
They're within 5.
Yeah, it's never easy to put away an Osseo team. They just have a lot of grit, and they...
Knocked away from Kazmarkowski. It'll stay with Rogers.
They just keep grinding. That's all they play. Royals have gotten a little bit cold here, too, in the last couple minutes.
And throw it long to Kuhlman.
They've had to do that out of bounds play 3 times now. And I don't think the coach likes that.
Mix back to Bachmeyer. Looking to attack, and that was forced up there, but they get an offensive rebound, and Rachel puts it back. Boy, that was a big basket for Rogers.
Rachel gave the shoulder shrug there after he made that, showing his big muscles. That was a nice rebound.
7-point lead again now. So they used up some time and then ultimately got a hoop and then a turnover on Osseo. Boy, just when it looked like the Orioles had the momentum. And they're still, again, within striking distance, but this last little sequence.
Yeah, giving up an offensive rebound and then turning it over. Those are not winning plays down the stretch. But at the same time, they are winning plays for Rogers, getting an offensive rebound and getting a steal.
Mix back out. Kazmarkowski, an open 3, and he hits. Nice assist, nice calm 3. And it's back to 10.
10 with a minute 20. That's tough, but it's doable. I've seen it happen before.
And Kazmarkowski jumping in, tipped it free to Mix, and right back to Mix, and he's fouled. So Rogers not panicking when Osseo closed the gap and making some solid plays down the stretch.
Oh, it's on Osseo's 13. Willis Kruger, his third 15.
Mix will go to the free throw line. He's been solid in both halves tonight here for the Royals and trying to build on their 10-point lead. They've got Park Center coming to Rogers on Wednesday.
I mean, that fast break there, some might say, let's pull that ball out. You got a 10-point lead, whatever. But I like that. If you're going to be, on the fast break, you got numbers, and you're going to be aggressive, you're probably going to get to the free throw line, which is what you want at the end. But he missed both of them.
He got the first.
Oh, he got the first? Oh, I thought he missed one.
And this will be Rogers' ball. Osseo didn't agree. So Bachmeyer will inbound here for the Royals. Goes back to Mix.
Got this matchup you're talking about. Get the big guy on him. A Mix.
Strand D'ing up pretty well, and then Johnson switches onto him.
Another switch.
Down a couple seconds ago on the shot clock. It was blocked, and then we're going to get a foul on Rachel, I think, at trying to get that ball back. Or is it just a shot clock violation? No, it is a foul on Rachel.
Yeah, nice block by Johnson. He just went straight up. And Rachel had to foul to try to get it back.
Yeah, you can live with getting the shot block, but you don't want to foul there if you're Rogers.
Luckily, they're not in the bonus.
Quincy Johnson for three. Can he do it again? Not that time. As Murkowski, the rebound in traffic, and then was fouled. Only 38 seconds to go. Starting to look like Osseo is going to run out of time here.
Kind of Osseo's MO during the season is trying to get to 60 points. Is about their average. Didn't quite make it today.
They've got Eastridge on the road on Tuesday and then a Friday game at Spring Lake Park.
Eastridge is one of the better teams in the state. At least they were midway point.
Bachmeyer bringing it up that left sideline and was fouled by Strand.
Are they going to Eastridge? Oh, man. That's a long road trip across town in rush hour. I never liked going to Woodbury and stuff. We would play. I like playing them, but getting on that bus and trying to fight traffic all the way, it's a nightmare.
Bachmeyer to the free throw line. Knocks it down. 12-point lead for the Royals. Trying to win for the 8th time this season.
Anytime you can come into Osseo in their place and get a win, I don't care what season it is, it's a good accomplishment. And, both teams coming in with middling records, so it's a good statement by Rogers.
Crossover move, and that won't go, but free throws upcoming here with 21.8 to go. Rachel will pick up his fourth.
And really shaking his head a little bit. Got up to he thought he could get an and one on that one. He gets up and elevates real nice. Just keeps hitting the back rim.
Free throw is good. One more coming. One out of two. Near still there, then Mix is fouled.
Osseo's 12, Isaac Johnson, his fourth.
Isaac Johnson will pick up his fourth right there and Mix a chance to add to his point total.
And I really hope sometime in our lifetime, Jay, that they go to that kind of scoring system where you don't foul and basketball becomes a free throw shooting contest in the last minute. Like there's that new formula that they got where you can, once you get a certain lead, then you just play up to a score. There's a lot of talk about that in the off season and stuff, and about the NBA. I don't know if they'll ever pull the trigger on it, but It's such a weird thing in basketball, right? We play up and down, and then the last minute you're sitting there not moving, watching people shoot free throws.
No good, and then a tie-up. It'll go with Rogers. I agree, but even free throws are more interesting than watching him go to the monitor 50 times at the end of the game. Oh,
I agree.
Can't stand it.
Yeah, that really slows the game down at the end, too, in television games.
Rachel will kick it back out. They're just going to hang on and be able to celebrate a good road win here. Final in this one is Rogers 68 and Osseo 55. I thought the Orioles made a good push there when they got it to 5. You kind of like the trend for them, but Rogers, to their credit, didn't panic and kind of pulled back away again.
Yeah, I felt like it was an even game first half, and the Royals pretty much had it in control the second half until Osseo made that little run. Like you said, they withstood it, and I think they were the better team tonight for sure.
Well, hope you've enjoyed this one here. For Greg Miller and all of our crew, MJ Wilcox, once again your final. Rogers 68, Osseo 55. Good night from Osseo High School.